Hello everyone, I am Professor S.R. Patil, Department of Information Science and Engineering, BLDCET, Vijaypura. So I would like to welcome you all for this data analytics lecture. In this lecture, I am going to teach you web mining in data analytics. So we'll see what is web mining. So in this, we'll see these are the learning objectives. So introduction to web mining, understand web mining, its objectives, and its their branches. The branches are nothing but there are three types are there. So web content mining, web structure mining, and web usage mining. Okay. So these are the objectives which we can cover in the today's lecture. So coming to the introductory part, okay, we'll see what is web mining. Okay, so web mining is the art and science of discovering patterns and insights from the World Wide Web. So as to improve it. So you know what do you mean by www? www means what? World Wide Web. Okay, so web mining is art and science of discovering the patterns and insights from the World Wide Web. So we can see what is World Wide Web. World Wide Web is at the heart of the digital revolution. More data is posted on the web every year. Okay, so billions of users are using it every day for a variety of purposes. So World Wide Web, okay, which is used by billions of users, and the web is used for electronic commerce, business communication, and many other applications. So this is all about the World Wide Web. So we can see some of the characteristics of optimized websites. All of you might have heard websites, right? Okay. So what are the characteristics of the website? That is appearance, aesthetic design, well formatted content, easy to scan and navigate, and good color contrast. So one should have these characteristics in the website so that the appearance will be good. Okay. Then second one is content. So well planned information must be there. Then well planned information about architecture with useful content, fresh content. Fresh content means which is not like old one, updated one. Okay. So search engine optimized links to other good sites. Okay. So this is the each website should contain. This is the content of the website. Then third one, functionality. What is the functionality of the websites? So it is accessible to all authorized users. Okay, there should not be any breakdowns, fast loading times, usable forms, and mobile enabled. It means that nowadays most of the user they use the applications or websites in the mobile. Okay, so application as it works with the desktop, it should also works with the mobile phones as well. It means that it should be mobile enabled. Okay, so this is a brief introduction about web mining. So next we can see here different types of the web mining. Okay, so web mining is the process of discovering intrinsic relationship from web data. So web data can be textual, linkage, or any usage data. So as I told you, the web mining has three different types. Okay, the first one is web content, second is web structure, and third one is web usage mining. Okay, so there are some of the examples. We'll see in detail about HTML content, URL links, sites, widgets, and all. Okay, so this is three classification, you just remember. So we'll see the first one. What is the first one? First one is a web content mining. Okay, so what is web content mining? A website is designed in the form of pages with a distinct URL. Okay, so whenever your friend asks like design the website, he'll provide a URL to you. Okay, so by clicking that URL, you're going to see his website or her website, isn't it? Okay, so what is this URL? URL stands for Universal Resource Locator. Okay, a large website may contains thousands of pages. So website contains what pages? A large website contains the thousands of pages. These pages are managed using the specialized software systems called content management system. Okay, so what is this content management system? So large website which contains the thousands of pages. So these kind of websites are managed by the content management systems. Every page can have text, graphics, audio, video forms, applications, and more kinds of content, including user generated content as well. Okay, so that is all this content will be there in the web content mining. Then one more concept, that is cookies. So what do you mean by cookies? The websites keep a record of all requests received for its pages, or we can call it as the URLs, including the requester information using cookies. Okay, so cookies contain all this data. Organizing web pages by search items. So how we can, you might have observed, if you want to search anything within the website, okay, you can give a keyword, isn't it? So reverse index retrieval process for searching pages, and using MapReduce to quickly search and display the pages. So these are the two methods which we use search the content in the website. So this is the what detail about web content mining. Hope you can understand this. Okay, move on to the second one, web structure mining. Okay, so what do you mean by web structure mining? The web works through a system of hyperlinks using a hypertext protocol. Hypertext protocol means what? HTTP. Okay, hypertext transfer protocol. So any page can create a hyperlink to any other pages. That is, it can be linked to by another pages as well. Okay, so that is about the web structure mining. So here pages include the hyperlink, that is HTTP. Data collection is done using web crawlers. Okay, so computing websites importance. So there is a HITS, hyperlink induced topic search, HITS algorithm. So computes link into and out of a website. So we'll see more about HITS later. Okay, how it works, this algorithm and PageRank algorithm. Okay, so web pages types. There are mainly two kinds of pages are there. One is hub pages, another one is authoritative pages. So what is this hub pages? So these are pages with a large number of interesting links. Okay, it contains what? Large number of interesting links. They serve as a hub or a gathering point. Hub means what? That is a gathering point where people visit to access a variety of information. Okay, I'll give a better example for this. So to, like, if you want to travel from like Bijapur to Bangalore, okay, what you're going to do? You're going to like book a ticket. Where you're going to book a ticket? There you'll be having some vrl.com or something. Okay, so are you going to use Paytm? So you'll be having some app, right? Okay, so that app, this is called it as a hub point. So you can take an example like Havu.com, like traveladvisor.com. Okay, these we consider as a hubs for new emerging areas. Okay, this is an example we can consider for hub. Then what do you mean by authoritative? So authoritative means people would gravitate towards pages that provide the most complete and authoritative information on a particular subject. Okay, so you're checking information about particular subject or particular domain. So this could be factual information, news, advices, user reviews, etc. Okay, so authoritative pages contain the factual information. It is a fact. Okay, so a website like nytimes.com is there. So nytimes.com could serve as an authoritative page for daily news. So nowadays in WhatsApp and all, in Facebook and all, fake news will be spread. Okay, to know about what is the accurate factual news, so we go with the authoritative pages. Okay, I have given the one example, that is nytimes.com could serve as an authoritative page for daily news. Understood this web structure mining? Okay, fine. Next, third one is web usage mining. So what is this web usage mining? So we'll see a brief introduction about web usage mining. As a user clicks anywhere on a web page or application, the action is recorded by many entities in many locations. Okay, it's very simple. When you open a Facebook, you're going to click on you're supposed to enter a username and password, isn't it? So whatever the operation which you're going to do, that will be recorded. Okay, the entities between the client and server, such as the router, proxy server, or ad server, would record that click. Okay, so whatever you're going to click, no, that will be recorded by all these things. Understood? So here, extraction of information from data generated through web pages, web page widgets, and transactions, the whatever the transaction which you're going to do. Data stored in a server, access logs, referrer logs, agent logs, and client-side cookies. Okay, we have gone through what is cookies. So user characteristics and usage profiles. It also record usage profiles as well. Okay, so metadata such as page attributes, content attributes, and usage data. So this all will be recorded. Okay. So this is a web usage mining, third category. So here there is a click stream analysis is there. So what is this click stream analysis that we can see? So click stream analysis can be useful for web activity analysis, software testing, market research, and analyzing employee productivity. So this is a like importance of the click stream analysis. So web usage mining, this is a pictorial representation how it shows. So this is a website, visitors, user, or a customer. Okay, here this is a web logs, then click streams, then gather and prepare data for analysis. Here what we are going to do, identify the user, identify the widgets, identify page views, how many times the viewer have viewed that particular page, summarized activity data, then finally mine data for patterns, usage patterns, user profile, web pages profile, and web optimization. So here in this, like server side and client side will be there. Okay, so both server side and client data will be recorded. Okay, this is a step-by-step process. So where the web usage mining is going to take place. Like here, the textual information accessed on the pages retrieved by users could be analyzed using the text mining technique. Okay, so whatever the like data, this is the input. Okay, so this input data that will be via the generated data. So web logs like clickstream, as I told you, importance of the clickstream analysis. The usage pattern could be analyzed using the clickstream analysis, that is analyzing the web activity for patterns of sequence of clicks. Okay, that is why the name clickstreams, and the location and duration of a widgets on the website. So this is like brief introduction about web usage mining. So some of the applications where we can use this web usage mining. Web usage mining applications are, it determines the lifetime value of clients because both client server architecture is making use of this. Design cross marketing strategies across product. If the product is not selling, okay, we can go with the cross marketing. Evaluate promotional campaigns like offering and giving some discounts to the customers. Target electronic ads and coupons at user group based on a user access patterns. Then predict user behavior based on previously learned rules and user profile. So nowadays, like most of the business organization, they use this web mining. So based on your interest, okay, they will save their product. Okay, so present dynamic information to users based on the interest and profiles. Okay, so this is like data mining concept also applies here. Okay, so suppose if you're very interested to watch like sports videos in the YouTube. Okay, so based on your interest, it will recommend the sports videos only. Okay, something like that. Understood this? These are some of the web usage mining applications. Okay, so this is like some web mining success stories. Okay, it's very simple. So there are some of the example: Amazon.com, Ask.com, okay, Scholastic.com. Okay, so here customer interaction on the web. Okay, suppose you have like entered or like you're using one website. Okay, so here customer where interact with the webs on the webs. What happens next? Analysis of the interaction. Once you like get into that particular website, so web analytics that is going to take place, voice of the customer, then customer experience management. Okay, by it will take, it will consider all this of fact as an analysis. Okay, finally we are going to plot the graph. Okay, I taught you in the previous lecture that is how we are going to plot the charts and all. Okay, so here bar charts is there, pie is there. Okay, So how much percent this particular like viewers or a customer spend on this website. Okay, so those like it's the statistical, is the knowledge about the holistic view of the customer. Okay, so this is a like one brief what I can say success story of any one of the website. Then the last one is web mining algorithm. So here I have two algorithm like hits algorithm and PageRank algorithm. So hits is nothing but it is a hyperlink induced topic search. What hit stands for? Hyperlink induced topic search is a link analysis algorithm that rates web pages as being hubs or authoritative. So you might have heard like, okay, this website has this ranking and all. Okay, so that is how we can done using this algorithm. They are going to rate the web pages. Then the most famous and powerful of these algorithm is the PageRank algorithm. So what is the importance of the PageRank algorithm? So PageRank algorithm, which is invented by the Google co-founder Larry Page, this algorithm is used by Google to organize the results of its search functions. For why it is going to use this algorithm used for Google to organize the results of its search functions. The websites with more number of links and or more links from higher quality websites will be ranked higher. Are you getting? I'll give a better example. For example, it works in a similar way as determining the status of a person. Okay, so how you're going to find the status of person? Status of person in a society of a people, like those with relations to more people and relations to people of higher status will be associated, will be sorry accorded as a higher status, isn't it? Okay, so that is how we are going to like tell the status of people. So similarly with respect to status of the algorithm pages. So PageRank is the algorithm that helps to determine the order of pages listed upon a Google search queries. Okay, so this is how the PageRank algorithm can be used. Okay, fine. So you have to dream before the dream comes true, which is said by APJ Abdul Kalam. So with this quote, I would like to conclude today's lecture. So I request a viewer, those who have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you once again.